my name is Tennessee. Today I wanted to bring you a vinyasa flow, so breath to movement, working into your power center. Your power center is your third chakra. It is your solar plexus. It's located, it's the space above your belly button. Typically this space is located to your I do space. It's your power. It's where your drive comes from. So your gut, that gusto, that kind of like feeling, that's in your gut. So anything that comes from the gut, that's what we're working on today. So really activating through the core. You may find some twist, really kind of holding into the core. Belly button pulls into spine, chest is lifted. Try not to dump down here or in any posture whatsoever, but just kind of activating, leading with the solar plexus. So with that said, I always start my classes with a chakra clearing. If you don't know what chakras are, there's 7 energy sources throughout your body. They start at the base of your spine and they work their way up through the crown of your head. So I just want you to check in, notice what feels good, get out of your head, get into your body, whether that be through the posture or your breath. Today we are going to start on our backs. We're going to start on a Subtabati Kanasana. So come all the way down, bring the soles of your feet together, knees out wide. Now if you have blocks, you are more than welcome to use your blocks and place them underneath your knees. If you don't have any blocks or any equipment, that is totally fine as well. You can always bring your knees up, lay in a Shavasana, legs straight, do whatever feels good for you. I like to take my blocks and place them underneath my knees or if I high close to my thighs, just to kind of bring the ground up for the first few minutes of class and as we get started. So come all the way down, lower down, make yourself as comfortable as possible. Release any tension through your upper body, through your hips, through your knees, through your legs, through your back. Kind of get all those wiggles out. And then just settle into the body. Now go ahead and inhale, completely fill up your lungs. Audible exhale, let that go. Let's do that again. Inhale, completely fill up. Audible exhale, release. This time, inhale through your nose. Find a constriction in the back of your throat and exhale through your nose. This is your Ujjayi Pranayama. Inhaling through your nose and then exhaling through your nose. See if you can make your inhale the same length as it is your exhale with the same intensity. I want you to carry this breath throughout your practice today, through each posture, through each movement, as we go through. Now just start to clear your mind and come to the base of your spine, to your root chakra, your first chakra. This is your I am space. Your foundation, your safety, your security. This is where everything starts. Just check in, notice what feels good, notice if any discomfort. On your inhale, bring your focus, your energy awareness up into your second chakra, the space below your belly button, your sacral. This is your I feel space, where you house your emotions, your desires, your sexuality, also known as your mother womb. Now slowly start to guide your energy up into your third chakra, the space above your belly button, your solar plexus. This is your I do space. This is what drives you, where your passions, your creativity, your power all lie. Now slowly guide your energy into your fourth chakra, your heart, your I love space, space of relationships, self-acceptance, and unconditional love. Gently move your energy up into your fifth chakra, your throat. Your I speak space, space of communication, your truth. Now gently guide your energy up into your sixth chakra, the space just between your eyebrows. Your I see space, space of intuition, your third eye. And then finally, take your focus, your energy awareness all the way above your head to your seventh chakra, your crown chakra. Your I understand space, your path to enlightenment. Now I want you to draw your energy all the way down to the base of your spine. And then inhale it through the 7 chakras through the crown of your head. Notice if anything gets stuck, of any discomforts, or if it feels good. Work to bring your focus, your energy, your awareness to those areas throughout your class today. One big clearing breath in. Audible exhale, let that go. Nice work, guys. Go ahead and flutter your eyes open. Just go ahead and draw your knees up into your chest. Circle your knees opposite one another. Release the tension through your hips, your low back. Let that go. Breathe. One more breath. Now slowly lower the soles of your feet down just outside your sitting bones. Knees are up. Take your left ankle on top of your right knee. Left ankle on top of right. Find a reclined figure four. Hug your right knee up into your chest. Just flex your left toes back towards your shin. And then pull your right knee forward. Breathe. One more breath. Exhale, slowly lower the sole of your left foot to the right side of your mat. Find an easy supine twist. You can bring your arms out to a T, take your gaze to your left side. We're just warming up the body here, so no need to go deep into this twist. Let this feel really good through your low back. Breathe. Inhale, slowly come all the way back to your midline. Take the sole of your left foot down and then just switch it out. Take your right ankle on top of your left knee. Find your reclined figure four. Hug your left knee up and in. Flex your right toes. Pull your right knee forward. You can relax your left foot. One more breath. Now slowly take the sole of your right foot over to the left side of your mat. Find a supine twist. Once again, arms out to a T, gaze to your right. Breathe. Inhale, slowly come all the way back to your midline. Now find yourself into Avinasana, wind relieving pose, giving yourself a big hug. You can rock side to side, left to right. Try to keep your tailbone grounding and try to pull the back of your neck down without constricting your breathing. Now just rock and roll forward and back. The length of your spine all the way to a tabletop. Crossing at your ankles. Plant your hands down, come up onto your knees. So your shoulders are stacked to your wrists. Hips are in line with your knees. Belly button pulls into spine. Inhale, cow pose. Gaze up, bellies down. Exhale, cat, tuck in, round up. Pull your hip bones up to your rib cage. Dome up through your shoulder blades. You can add any movement you need here, side to side, left to right. Do what feels good for you in your body. Inhale, cow pose. Gaze up, bellies down. See if you can take your gaze up a little bit further, broadening through your collarbones, opening a little bit through the throat chakra. Exhale, cat, tuck in, dome up. Maybe shift forward and back. You can tuck your toes under. Let that feel good through the soles of your feet. Breathe. Let's do one more round. Inhale, cow. So you can take your gaze up a little bit further. And then exhale, cat. Slowly work your way back to your neutral spine. Extend your right leg back behind. Flex your toes back towards your shins. So draw your pinky toe back down. Try not to open the hip here, but pull the hip bone down towards your mat. Find leg pulses, lifted up and down, activating glutes, activating hamstrings. Your belly button always pulling into spine. You've got 4, 3, 2, find rainbow taps and 1. Tap over to your left side, bring it back to your right. Again, try to keep your right hip pointing back down towards your mat. Breathe. You've got 4, 3, 2, and 1. Slowly work your way back to your tabletop. Inhale, cow pose, gaze up, bellies down. Exhale, cat, tuck in, round up. Now slowly work your way back to your neutral spine. This time extend your left leg long behind. Flex your toes back towards your shin. Draw your pinky toe back down. Find that pulse, lift and lower. For 4, 3, you've got 2, rainbow taps and 1. Tap over to your right, back over to your left. Breathe. got 2. Bring everything back to tabletop and 1. Now slowly tuck your toes under. Lift your knees 2 inches off your mat. Find your tabletop hover. Fingers are spread wide, so grip your mat like you're gripping a basketball. Now belly button pulls into spine. Everything activates through the core. Take your knees out and in. Try not to bounce your hips. Breathing through, don't hold your breath. You've got 4, 3, 2, downward facing dog, and 1. Lift your tailbone all the way up. You can step your feet back. Pull your heels down towards your mat, torso to your thighs. Belly button pulls in. Wrap your triceps towards your ears. Find an external rotation through your upper thighs, extending through the crown of your head. Breathe. Inhale, come up onto your tippy toes. Roll into your high plank and hold. Now slowly lift back up, downward facing dog, Ujjayi Pranayama. Now notice the difference between my hands and my feet in both postures. I do not move them. So you want your distance between your feet and your hands to stay the same. Inhale, come back up onto your tippy toes. Roll into your high plank. Hold it here. This time lower all the way down to your bellies. Hug your elbows into your rib cage. Untuck your toes. Round through the tops of your feet, through your hip bones. Inhale, Ujjayi Cobra. Lift your chest. Hug your shoulders away. Or hug your shoulders back. Melt your shoulders away from your ears. Breathe. Exhale, slowly lower. You can tap your forehead down. Let's do that again. Inhale, Ujjayi Cobra. Exhale, slowly lower. This time, inhale, Cobra Locust. So hands and feet lift up off your mat. Keep grounding through your hip bones and the soft part of your belly. Option for bound locust. And a little bit, or bring your hands back behind, palms face down. Interlace your hands to the small of your back. Lift up, look up. Take your gaze slightly ahead and up. Breathe. Exhale, slowly release. Plant your hands back underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes under. Come up onto your knees. Lift your tailbone high. Find your downward facing dog. Ujjayi Pranayama. Breathe. Pedal out your feet. Let that go. Now this time, take your gaze to the top of your mat. Walk your feet to meet your hands. Uttanasana, forward fold. Ragdoll pose. Reach for opposite elbows. Sway your bodies left to right. Nod your head yes or no. Let that tension go. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Maybe scoop the energy into your midline. Good. One more breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Flat back, belly button pulls into spine. Shoulders melt away from your ears. And your palms are in front of your shin bones. Now, try not to round here. Try not to dump down into your stomach or into your shoulders. You want to extend and lengthen through your spine. So drawing the torso down. Exhale, forward fold. Let's do that again. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Avinasana. Arms sweep all the way up. Take your gaze up between your hands. Exhale, draw your hands down to your heart center. Inhale. Exhale, Tadasana. Nice work, guys. Inhale, Avinasana. Reach all the way up. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step your right foot back and then your left. Work your way back to a high plank. Shift your weight forward. Now either lower halfway, coming into a Chaturanga Nadasana, or all the way down to your mat. And then untuck your toes. Ground through the tops of your feet. Find Ujjayi Cobra. Or you can find your upward facing dog. Knees and hips lift up off your mat. Arms are straight, gaze ahead. Try not to lift up. Feel that extension through the spine. Draw your shoulders back and down. Exhale, downward facing dog, Ujjayi Pranayama. Breathe. You can always skip your vinyasa and go straight to your downward dog. Anytime you need, you can always take as many breaks as you need. You have one more breath here. Take your gaze back to the top of your mat. Step or jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, Avinasana, arms sweep up. Now exhale, draw your hands down to your heart center. Inhale, exhale, Tadasana. Flowing through our Sun A. Inhale, Avinasana. Look up between your hands. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your hands. Step or jump, Chaturanga Nadasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Breathe. Give one more breath. Now this time, take your gaze back to the top of your mat. Separate jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Toes to touch, knees to touch. Squeeze your inner thighs, tailbone draws back and down. Bellies are in, chest is lifted, arms are strong. Good. Can you sink down further? Are your knees past your big toes? If they're pulling forward or you're shifting forward, I want you to extend back and down. Take your gaze up between your hands. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant down, sit it back, Chaturanga Nadasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale, right heel rises. Keep your pinky toes square to your mat. Keep your right hip square. Exhale, step to the inside of your right hand. Find a high crescent lunge. So your back heel is lifted. Activate your left glute. Front knee stacks to your front ankle. Arms sweep up. Keep your hips in one line towards the top of your mat. So try not to open up here, but pull your left hip forward, activating the left glute. Keep lifting up through your back leg. One more breath. Now look up between your palms. Exhale, send your right arm back behind. Find a twist in your spine, take your gaze back. Breathe. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, plant down, send it back, Chaturanga Nadasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, left heel rises. Draw your pinky toe back towards your mat, keep your hips square. Exhale, step to the inside of your left hand, high crescent lunge. So push forward the ball of your right foot and then lift up. Front knee stacks, hip shoulders are square, arms are strong. Look up between your hands. Exhale, sweep your left arm back behind. Find the twist in your spine. Keep your hips square to the top of your mat. Inhale, sweep your left arm up. Exhale, plant it down, send it back, Chaturanga Nadasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana, breathe. Whew. Take that off for a bit. You should be a little bit warmed up now. We're gonna flow through that breaths to movement. Take your gaze back to the top of your mat. Step or jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Toes to touch, knees to touch. Squeeze inner thighs, tailbone draws back, bellies in, chest is lifted, arms are strong. Look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant it down, sit it back, Chaturanga Nadasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, right heel rises. Exhale, high crescent lunge. Step to the inside of your right hand. Back heel's lifted, front knee stacks, hip shoulders are square, arms are strong. Exhale, sweep your right arm back behind, find the twist in your spine, gaze back. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, plant it down, send it back, Chaturanga Nadasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left heel rises. Exhale, step to the inside of your left hand, high crescent lunge. Look up between your hands. Exhale, find the twist in your spine, take your gaze back. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, plant down, send it back, Chaturanga Nadasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Woo, breathe, let that go. This time, just come all the way down to your knees. Find the child's pose. Bring your big toes to touch. Knees out wide, draw your third eye down. You can shake out your hips, let that go. Finding your breath, finding that stillness. You have one more breath. Now take your gaze to the top of your mat. Spread your fingers wide if they're not already. Lift your forearms up. Roll forward, so tucking pelvis under. Stack your shoulders to your elbows, elbows to wrist. Lower down through your upper body. Find the chaturanga through the upper body, so hugging elbows in and back. Lower down to your hover. Inhale, lift it up. Exhale, send it back. So keeping the big toes planting down, roll forward, tuck pelvis under, round the shoulder blades, lower down to a hover. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, send it back. This is the proper form of a chaturanga through the upper body. Breathe. If you need to, make the connection with your elbows into your rib cage. Don't be afraid of that connection. You've got 4 more. Woo. Yes, you can. You've got 3. You're not here for long. You've got 2. I want you to hold it down to a hover, and 1. Hold it down to a hover. Can you pulse? 4, 3, 2, 1. Send it back, child's pose. Woo. Bring the palms to touch. Knuckles of your thumbs to the nape of your neck. Let that go. Feel that. Let that feel good. Stretch out the triceps. Breathe. One more breath. Go ahead and plant your hands back down. Come all the way up onto your knees. Tuck your toes under. Lift your tailbone high. Downward facing dog. Ujjayi Pranayama. You can pedal at your feet. Breathe. Lengthen through the crown of your head. Sending your tailbone up. Torso towards your thighs. Good. Inhale, right heel rises. Exhale, high crescent lunge. Touch the inside of your right hand. Arms sweep all the way up. Back heel is lifted. Front knee stacks. Hip shoulders are square. Arms are strong. Look up between your hands. Exhale, find the twist in your spine. Sweep your right arm back behind. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, open up, warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So your front knee doesn't change. You ground through the blade of your back foot. Your back leg is straight. Work for the heel to heel or heel to arch alignment. And gaze down your front middle finger. Now can you give me 2 inches into the front thigh? Can you sink further down? Beautiful. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Reach your right arm up and back, left arm down. Your legs stay the same. One more breath. Exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana, wide forward fold. Go ahead and rotate your right toes in. Draw your hands down to the side edge of your mat. Walk your hands shoulder width distance in between your feet. Torso in between your thighs. The crown of your head down. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. Add any movement here. Breathe. One more breath. Good. Inhale, star pose. Reach all the way up. Exhale, warrior 2 to the top of your mat. Sinking into your front thigh. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Pivot on your back foot. Back heel's lifted, front knee stacks. Now look up between your hands. Shift your weight forward. Exhale, warrior 3. Extend your arms ahead. I clearly have a wall. Option to bring your hands to your heart center. Option to reach your arms back behind, palms face down. Find the control, find the balance. Draw your pinky toe back down. Fight for it here. Belly button pulls in. You got one more breath. Exhale, step it back, high crescent lunge. Woo. Back heel lifts, front knee stacks, arms are strong. Look up between your hands. Exhale, plant it down. Sit it back, Chaturanga Nadasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe, pedal out your feet, let that go. Now, hold your feet static. Inhale, left heel rises. Exhale, high crescent lunge. Step to the inside of your left hand. Back heel's lifted, front knee stacks, arms sweep up. Look up between your hands. Exhale, find the twist in your spine. Sweep your left hand back behind, gaze back. Hips are square. Inhale, high crescent lunge. Exhale, open up, warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Adjust your stance wider if you need to. Ground through the blade of your back foot, front knee stacks, hip shoulders are open. Gaze down your front middle finger. Give me 2 inches into the front thigh. Woo. Inhale, reverse your warrior 2. Reach your left arm up and back, right arm down. Exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana. Straighten out your left leg, turn your left toes in. Find that forward fold, hinging from your hips, leading with your torso. Walk your hands shoulder width distance in between your feet, torso to your thighs, crown of your head down. Again, option to add any movement you need here. Maybe you need to add a bind. You can add a twist, right to left. Let that feel good. If you have an advanced practice, add a tripod headstand. Breathe. One more breath. Inhale, star pose, reach all the way up. Exhale, warrior two to the top, sinking into your front thigh. Inhale, high crescent lunge, back heel lifts, front knee stacks, hip shoulders are square. Look up between your hands. Exhale, shift your weight forward. Find your warrior three, Virabhadrasana three. Woo! Fight for it. Draw your pinky toe back down, belly button pulls in, yes? Yes, you can. Get out of your head, get into your body. One more breath. Exhale, step it back, high crescent lunge. Look up between your hands. Exhale, plant it down, sit it back. Chaturanga Nadasana. Inhale, upward dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Woo, find that breath, breathe, let that go. Nice work, guys. Belly button pulls into spine. Now take your gaze back to the top of your mat. Step or jump, Uttanasana, forward fold. Bring your big toes to touch. Now, draw your hands down to your mat. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. Come up onto your tippy toes. Pull your heels up as high as you can to the balls of your feet. Squeeze your knees, inner thighs together, and lower down to a hover. Finding double toe stand. So you want to keep your hips hovered to your heels. Try not to sink down onto this. Belly button pulls into spine. Option to keep your hands down. Option for blocks. Option hands to heart center. Stack your shoulders back to your hips. Woo. Find the balance, find the control. Activate the core here. Hold it, you got one more breath. Woo. Nice work, guys. Everybody plant your hands down, come all the way to your knees. Woo. Breathe, let that go. Now, stack your shoulders to your hips, hips in line with your knees. Option to ground through the tops of your feet. Option to tuck your toes under. Prepare for Ustrasana, Camel Pose. So if you have your toes tucked, this acts as if a block is behind you. So it's a little bit easier. I definitely recommend tucking the toes under. Unless you're a regular yogi, untuck and you have the flexibility. Otherwise, everybody bring your hands to the small of your back. Now pull your shoulders or elbows together. Belly button pulls into spine. You want to keep your hips in line with your knees. Chest is lifted. Take your gaze slightly up and back. Now option to stay here as you are. Option to just walk your hands down to your thighs. Option to take your right hand to the inside of your ankle, thumb to the outside. Left arm extends up. Again, hips are in one line, square to the top of your mat. Find your half camel. If you've got a full camel, both hands reach to the inside of your ankles, thumbs to the outside. Open up through your heart center, take your gaze up and back, belly's in, breathe, don't hold it. If you're in a half camel, switch it out. Just extend your right arm up, left arm down. Everybody place your hands to the small of your back, lift your torso, stack shoulders to hips, hips to knees, untuck your toes, and just slowly come all the way onto your heels. You can place your palms up on top of your thighs. Let that feel good, let that go, breathe. And then just slowly work your way all the way down to your bellies. Now, place both arms out to a T. Bring your big toes to touch behind you, grounding in through your hip bones. You bring your chin to the middle of your mat. On your inhale, lift your hands, your head, your feet up off your mat. Inhale, lift up, gaze slightly ahead, lifting up through the back. Breathe, keep grounding through your hip bones. Exhale, bound locust. Interlace your hands to the small of your back. Take your feet about hip width distance. Keep lifting up, looking up, gaze where you want to go. One more breath. Exhale, bow pose. Bend your knees, grab the outside blades of your feet. Kick your feet into your hands. Keep your hips or knees hip width distance. Lift up, look up, gaze up, breathe. Exhale, slowly release. Whew. You can keep your knees bent. Place your hands underneath your chin, either ear to your mat. And just rock side to side, windshield wiper left to right, let that go. Release the tension through the small of your back. One more breath. Good, now just come back to your midline, plant your hands down, tuck your toes, and then just come up onto your knees. This time just send your legs straight ahead of you. Find Dandasana. Grounding in through your sitting bones, belly button pulls into spine, sit up tall. Now flex your toes back towards your shin. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. Exhale, Paschimottanasana, forward fold. Hinging from your hips, lead with your torso to the top of your thigh. Try not to dump down here, try not to round through, but extend and then hinge. Now you can bend your knees as much as you need to. Walk your hands to the outsides of your legs, all the way down until you get to the blades of your feet, tops of your feet. If you have a block and you need an extension, you can place the block past your feet. You can elevate your heels for a deeper expression, whatever feels good for you, whatever variation you need. Inhale to lengthen, exhale to deepen. See if you can get a little bit deeper. We have one more breath. Inhale, slowly come all the way back up. And now I want you to bring the soles of your feet together, Subtabati Kanasana. Interlace your fingers to the blades of your feet. Inhale, lift up, lengthen. Exhale, forward fold. Again, hinging from your hips, leading with your torso down to your feet. Now option, if you've got mobility through your hips, you can bring your forehead all the way down to your big toes. Wherever you are is exactly where you need to be. Just breathe. Inhale, slowly lift back up. Now, this time, take your peace fingers to your big toes. Now, I'm going to face you guys so you can kind of see me with both angles. So, peace fingers to your big toes. We're working on boat pose, Navasana, wide-legged boat. So, inhale, lift, extend, lengthen, sit up tall. Now, flex your big toes back towards your peace fingers. Coming back onto your sitting bones, belly button pulls in, chest is lifted. You can just lift the blades of your feet up, and if this is where you're at, stay here. You have other options. You can lift your heels up and just lean back, chest is lifted, shoulders melt away. Other option is to take your heels in line with your knees, flex your toes back towards your shin, or towards your peace fingers. Final option is to extend, finding the wide-legged boat pose. Send your heels straight up, chest is lifted, bellies pull in, draw your shoulders back and down. Now fight for balance here. Breathe. Yes, you're here for 4, 3, 2, now 1. Can you release your big toes, keep your legs extended, bring your hands to your heart center. Woo, find that control. Yes, you can, I promise. Get out of your head, get into your body. You have one more breath, fight for it. Exhale, come all the way onto your backs. Whew. Hug your knees into your chest, circle one another, in and out, let that go. And then just work your way into a happy baby. So the soles of your feet up, draw your knees down, plug your shoulder blades back and down. You want to keep your tailbone grounding. Other option is to place your hand on underneath your thighs and just pull down that way. Again, you can make your baby as happy as possible, rocking side to side, left to right. Now just hug your knees back up into your chest. Find your supine twist over to your right side. So you have an option here. You can find a stacked knee, keeping both knees stacked. You can find an eagle leg, taking your left leg over your right, and then drawing both knees over to your right side, arms out to a T, gaze left. You can also find a staggered knee. So you can bring your left knee into your midline. Your right knee is a little bit further out. Take your right ankle on top of your left knee and just pull down. You feel that stretch throughout your left hip flexor, letting it feel good. Breathe. Any option is okay with whatever you need. You have one more breath. Now inhale, slowly come all the way back into your midline and then just switch it out. Again, whatever option you took on your right, take it on your left. You can find the stacked knee, the eagle leg, right knee over your left. Draw both knees down or find that staggered knee. And then place your left ankle on top of your right, pulling it down a little bit further. One more breath. Inhale, slowly come back into your midline. Now send your legs straight up to the ceiling. Find your legs up the wall pose. You can flex your toes back towards your shin, or you can just kind of settle in here. Find some rotation through your ankles. Let that go. Allow the blood to drain down into your torso. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system, your rest or digest. It's really good to do right before bed. It's also really good to do if you have any anxiety or Or if you have any stress, you just place your legs up the wall. Breathe. Surrender into your upper body. You can bend your knees as much as you need to. And then just slowly, with core control, lower your heels down to the top of your mat. Once your heels touch the top of your mat, find yourself a good morning stretch. Reach your arms all the way above your head. Point your toes forward. Big stretch through your front side body. Big inhale, hold it at the top. Audible exhale, release. Allow your hands to fall out to the side, palms face up. Close your eyes and come into your final Shavasana. I want you to bring your focus back into your solar plexus, your third chakra, the space above your belly button. I just want you to set the intention that we are in the same space, that I am hovering my hands above your solar plexus, your third chakra, and I am sending universal energy into your solar plexus, healing, releasing any stagnant energy you're holding on to. I want you to imagine the brightest yellow color you've ever seen, balancing your solar plexus, bringing back in confidence, your power, your drive. And just releasing what no longer serves you, releasing any limited beliefs, releasing any unworthiness, and then replacing all of that with unconditional love. Option to stay in your Shavasana for as long as you need. Otherwise, wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers, bring life back into your bodies. Inhale, completely fill up your lungs. Audible exhale, let that go. Let's do that again. Inhale, completely fill up. Clench your fist shut, shrug your shoulders up, squeeze every muscle fiber in your body. Audible exhale, release, leave everything on your mat. Take nothing home with you. And when you're ready, you can come into a fetal position either on your right or your left side, your masculine or your feminine energy. And then just slowly work your way up to an easy seated pose. Crossing at your ankles, lengthening through your spine, just sitting up tall. Inhale, arms reach all the way above your head. Take all that good energy, bring it down into your heart center, your heart space, your fourth chakra. Inhale your confidence, your self-love, your self-acceptance. And exhale all your fears and doubts. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Namaste.